Hey, everybody. Welcome back to an update from what's going on as far as the aftermath of the cyclone that hit northern Mozambique. Today, I asked Ana and Rapha to come on. They help run the base in northern Mozambique. They've been there for 17 years with their two children, and they just went through the cyclone. They had almost 48 hours ago. I mean, just recently. I know today Ana and Rafa have gone out. They've been on the phone. They've been looking at the aftermath, all the destruction. And man, guys, thank you for just taking a moment out of your busy day to come on and share with us what's been going on as far as the aftermath of the cyclone. First and foremost, how are you guys doing? How's your family?
Hey, Will. Thank you for having us. I mean, it's hard. Cannot really, it's hard to even answer that question. It's been a very difficult couple of days. Today was really hard. Today we went outside of Pemba to see other areas, and it really hit us hard. The level of destruction, the level of hopelessness that we've witnessed is something that we've not seen. We've been 17 years here. We've gone through many things, many tries, many difficulties, many things, and this is something that we've never seen, we've never experienced before.
Yeah.
So yeah, we okay, we okay. We went through this. We were fine physically. We were fine in a home, but yeah, we overwhelmed a bit.
Uh,
Yeah.
Today you got to, get out, start driving around the city, driving around, checking out, the university campus, our center in Pemba, as well as getting some feedback from our staff and team on what's going on. Can you give us some updates? And while you're talking, we'll do our best to show some photos that you guys have sent us. Just fill us in on what you've heard and what you've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, many people lost their homes. Um, Many people had to run away in the middle of the cyclone to try to find a place for them to stay. The Pemba looks like a different city. I mean, it's really sad. I mean, it's everywhere you look, there's destruction.
Yeah.
Even like big and strong buildings, all the glass they're broken. So e- everyone got a little bit of destruction, I would
Yeah.
say. Some got more, some got less, but yeah, it it's really, really sad. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, throughout our own facilities, like you said, university, our base, we got some damages, um, some roofs blown off, something broken here and there, walls fallen, just huge walls. We have 200 meters of walls that fell on our base.
Wow.
Um, there is, and that's just our installation, but then there's the houses of everybody. There is talking to some of our staff. It's been hard communication. There's been not really any cell.
Right. There's like electricity's out. I know a lot of the cell
There's no
phones are.
power since
Yeah.
the early hours of the cyclone coming in. So it's been hard to communicate, but we've been able to find people, talk to people, meet people on base, on the way. You just see someone on the road, you just flag each other and stop the car and give each other a hug and ask how is it. And I would say probably 30% of our staff are
Wow.
heavily affected by this in their homes. Like either lost the house, lost the roof, part of the roof, walls fallen on the property. There is some massive destruction for most people, for
Right.
many people. That's just here in Pemba. We were not hit directly by the cyclone. It was like 30 kilometers south from us, the main point, but we got hit pretty hard.
Yeah. What
And
what
yeah.
what most people don't know is
Mm.
that what when we're talking about the destruction in Pemba, I'm sorry to cut you off, Rafa, but I know you guys have a limited amount of time. Like we're talking about the destruction in Pemba, that's a city that, made with cement blocks, metal roofs, right? As soon as
Yeah.
you go outside of Pemba, or even a lot of in the city, we're talking
Yeah.
mud huts, grass roofs,
Mhm.
and you've barely even made it out to see some of the surrounding areas. I can't imagine what's taking place in the villages where our churches are,
Yeah.
where our pastors are. Yeah. Have you been hearing stories come in from, people on the ground, maybe outside of Pemba Central?
Yeah, so today we talked with one of our main pastor. He just went to visit some of the village right on the coast where the cyclone hit the most. And basically he was saying there's this building, they are the entrance that is still up, and this other one and this one, and that's it. Everything else is done, flattened on the floor.
Wow.
Nothing left.
And what about loss of life? Are you hearing any numbers,
There is not really any numbers. We hear stories, this house fell on this child that was still in there. There's this family there that died. There's definitely death in many places. I don't have a number to give you.
Yeah.
People are just burying people, just like that, 2, 3 people burying it, and what everybody else is busy recovering, and it's honored off. Here funeral, it's a huge thing. It's a whole village that come together.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's no word to describe this really.
Yeah.
Then we want to talk about Mieze, what we saw
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, please.
Today we went to Mieze, which is like a village 25, 30 minutes from
Yeah.
Pemba, let's say. And we thought that Pemba was bad, and it is bad. But Mieze was like a whole new level, was just like in the movies that we see. I mean, we were driving on the road, and then we start seeing the electric poles like just lean, and then it's all here. And then there was like many like poles like that. And then the first house we start to see the first house on the road, and we just thought, oh, like you said, all the mud huts and houses flat on the floor.
Yeah.
And like the whole village.
Yeah.
And then people, they were just like, we saw a lot of ladies and other people just like on the side of the road, just in the potholes. Is that how you call? Like
Yeah.
just trying to clean their stuff in the dirt water.
Yeah.
Because of course they don't have any water right now. And we went to visit some of the houses, and it's just like people on pile of bamboos. And I saw some people just carrying their mattress in their heads, just trying like to find a place to go. Because you look and you thought, I'm gonna go to my neighbor, but your neighbor doesn't have a house anymore.
Right.
And your family next door that don't have a house anymore. So it was, yeah, it's like Raph said, there's no words to describe.
Yeah, just there in Miezi, I think probably about 90% of the roofs are gone, and a
Wow.
very large percent of the houses are just a pile of rubbish, pile of mud and bamboo and stuff and clothes and then mixed of everything they have.
Wow.
In Miezi, we have a big church. The whole church collapsed.
Really?
Concrete walls just fell.
Yeah.
Hold on. The
Yeah.
like the church
It's
that's
a
been there
church.
from when we
Yeah.
were missionaries.
Yeah.
That's
The whole
gone.
church collapsed. It's
Yeah.
doesn't exist. There's a few part of the walls left. Not even the
That-
walls survived.
Was that one of
Um,
the pictures you sent me?
Yeah.
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 Okay, we'll put that up so you guys know that, man, the miracles that I've seen in that church. That was the first place I ever went on outreach
Mhm.
on my
Yeah.
first trip there, and that church was planted there. It's gone. You're telling me it's gone?
It's gone. It's gone. And around the church, we built a bunch of houses for the youth that grew up in the center. We had there
Yeah.
at the church. And I think there is probably 15 houses,
Yeah, something like that.
17. There is 2 houses with some roofing sheet on it. Everything else, just the roofing sheet are out. I mean, windows just broke through just on their own, just nothing hitting them. Just windows in many places just broke with the strength of the wind.
My
Building walls just falling over.
And I think that it's not only that, it's just like, it's not that they lost, you think they lost their houses and homes, but they lost everything because their stuff was inside. And then they just think, oh, we can find stuff, but it's all full of mud. And today we went to visit one of the houses, and the whole family, they were barefoot. and there was a lot of nails, like because of the roof. And he said that they didn't have shoes anymore because they couldn't find their stuff. Because the night of the cyclone, they were moving like
From one
from
corner of the
from
house to
one
another
corner of the
one.
house to other, and suddenly they have to leave the house, and they have this little port made of concrete.
Porch, yeah.
Yeah, little port made of concrete.
Yeah.
They all stay there, and the rest
Yeah.
of the house just like collapse.
One of our main pastor, we went to his house, and half of his roof is gone. And they gathered in he kept moving again from place to place in the house, ended up in this one bedroom, and all the neighbors ended up joining them. And there was close to 100 people in a 5 by 5 meter bedroom, all standing against each other, just waiting for hours.
For hours, because the cyclone
It's like
lasts
3 hours
yes.
of very bad wind. Like it was many more hours than that, but there was 3 hours where it was insanity.
And then someone just shared today that he said during the time of the cyclone, these hours, it just felt like 1,000 years because we had no idea when it was going to stop. So, and you just think about these families just trying to find a little place to hide, and then they go outside, there's no place to run. I mean, our guide was just telling us that people were trying, like in one of the villages, they were leaving their houses, trying to find a place to go. There was no place. They had to turn around and try to go to other place.
Just people are going everywhere in all direction, trying to find something. I mean, I heard testimony of people in the little shack house holding on the roofing material, trying to hold it down, while the whole house is shaking. The whole thing is shaking. And telling the family, you need to get out, you need to get out. And there is so many testimony like that. Or the tree, you would see the whole floor trembling with the roots coming out little by little, and you don't know it's gonna fall on your house or what.
And then of course some people didn't make it.
Yeah.
I mean, we heard stories about like families that were inside the house, and then when they decided that it was time to leave, because to live in the middle of cyclone is like insane, right? Where do you go when there is like stuff flying away? And anyway, the dad just started like moving their kids outside, and he moved one child, but then when he went back to go the other child, the house just collapsed. So the child died. I mean, he wasn't able to rescue them. And that is just like a few stories that we heard. And it's just, yeah, it's heartbreaking. It's all these people that they have been suffering for so long with the war that is going on for like.
Actually, Ana, I don't want to cut you off, but let's explain what we're talking about here, because yes, there was cyclone and it's destruction, like chaos and destruction, but Pemba for the last 7 years has been going through 7 or 8 years, been going through war, and you guys have been living in that along with Heidi and the team. And then on top of it, in the last recent month and a half, there's been political unrest, which is something that I've never seen there. So you have the war, you have this political unrest going on. On top of it, you have the cyclone. Like, honestly, like, just if I can ask you to be vulnerable, like, how are you guys doing?
It's hard. There is so much, like you say, it's spoiling on each other. I mean, hours before the cyclone hit, I was just watching videos of people fleeing from their homes 100 kilometers north from us because of Islamic insurgents attacking the village. This is going on in the same time. Like, we are hit by that, and right one next door, there is still all this stuff going on, and we don't even know what's going on in the rest of the country the last 2 days with the political unrest, because we had no time to look at that. But it's insanity as well. So it's hard. It's piling up, and you definitely need to look to Jesus every moment you remember, because it's so easy to feel hopeless. I felt hopeless today like never before.
And yeah, when we were talking, I just had this picture. I mean, when someone is drowning and like in the ocean, and there is one wave that comes, and then you just when you are finally able like to reach the surface, there's another wave that comes. But then the only one that can really rescue us is Jesus. I mean, and when I had like this picture right now, I just saw like us like just being drawn by all these waves and Jesus just like showing his hand and just say like hold on to me. And I think that what is like keeping us here all those years is like Jesus, because I'm weak. I mean, we are not able like, but we are here for Jesus, and he's the one who give us grace.
Yeah.
He's the one who empower us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys have been doing that for years. Now I know just I know what's going through people's heads as they're listening to this, right? They're like, what can we do? What is Iris going to do? What are you guys doing? Because we're very reactive, and I love that, and we need that actually right now. We really need that. But for me, and I know for you guys, it is the people, right? This is going to be months of rebuilding, but what you guys have spent the last day doing, and I know Heidi's been on the phone. I've been on the phone with her all day. We talked with her earlier. She's been calling everyone she knows out in Pemba and checking in on them. The next phase is after we finally like have an understanding of the destruction that's taken place, is to go into action and do whatever we can to help. I know that we need to get our team situated so they can be in a place to help others, right? I know that.
Yep.
So I know in this next coming week, we're going to be doing whatever we can to get our team, those 100 people and more who have lost their roofs and their homes. Let's get those ones fixed so we can actually begin and go and spring into action. And so this is going to be an ongoing process. Like I said, early days. We're looking at what we're going to do, but I know we have food on its way, but we need more. And we have we're going to get roofing stuff out there, but we need more. And I know as you're watching this, some of you, feel compelled to help. If you do, there's going to be some information in the video description below. You can give directly towards crisis relief, which will go into helping as many people as we can in the situation. Unfortunately, this is not the first time we've dealt with cyclones in Mozambique. So we got a team that's ready to go. And man, I'm just so grateful that you guys are okay. I'm so grateful that you're there. And I look forward to see what God's going to do in the midst of this, in the midst of the chaos.
Yeah.
And we know he's going to do an amazing work. Uh, I just want to mention one thing as I've looked at the photos, like the university that we've been building for years, a lot of roofs were damaged. There's some other property damage, some wall damage as well. Um, the children's center, I'm sorry, I'm so used to that because that's what it was when I was there. Our
Mm.
our our base, uh,
Mhm.
there's been destruction there. I know the school has had destruction. The houses around the area. Uh, uh, Man, there's so much. It's too much to just remember it all. But
Yeah.
this is going to be a long time cleaning up. But man, God's going to do something miraculous. He already is, but he's going to do
Mm.
something miraculous in the middle of this. And
Amen.
Ana, Rapha, I know you got a lot going on. I've already taken a lot of your day to day, but I really wanted to thank you for coming on and just sharing a little bit. Is there anything else you want to share before we jump off?
One thing that I've already seen before, but it really touched me a lot today. It's the attitude of everybody we talked to, um, about being grateful in the
Mm,
midst of all of this, grateful to be alive, grateful for their family to be fine, even if they lost everything or part of their things. There's this capacity, this resilience of the people here. That is really an example for me, for my own walk with God, for my own life. How can you go through all of that and continue to smile, continue to thank God, continue to hope and believe and find the strength to rebuild. It's just mind blowing
yeah.
to me. Yeah.
You mentioned on a call earlier today that all you heard today was hammers banging out the
Oh,
metal
yes.
roofing. And I think that spoke, and I know Mozambique, that speaks
Yeah.
so much to the resiliency and the beauty of the people.
Yes.
They get right back to work and they get right back to fixing. But
Yeah.
man, thank you for those words, Ana and Rapha. Let me just speak to those who are watching right now. Guys, we are surrounded by the best people in the world, and that includes you. Those of you who've been running with us for years know I've watched you guys all rise up and run with us, support, pray. And I want to just ask you, I know we're coming to Christmas, and even right before I got on this call, I was buying my kids Christmas gifts, and it's like it feels weird to be buying my kids Christmas gifts while this is going on. But in the midst of all that is going on, we still have this ability to pray, seek his face, and serve. And if there's any way that you guys want to connect and help serve, you can email us, info@irisglobal.org. You can leave a comment down below. Yeah, and share this. That actually helps us. If you leave a comment, it helps us. If you subscribe, it helps us get the message out. And if you would like to sow into the work that's going to be taking place for months, there's going to be a link below. But man, I'm inviting you guys to run with us during this season, even in the midst of this holiday season. So, Ana, Rapha, I'm so happy that you guys are fine. I'm so happy that your kids are good. But man, please keep us up to date. I'm going to do my best to reach out again, maybe in a few days. If you wouldn't mind coming back on and just sharing what you've learned since then. And for all of you watching, we're going to try to keep you guys up to date as much as possible on what's going on the ground. And I just ask you, pray for us, pray for Mozambique, pray for our pastors, pray for the villages around. And yeah, pray that miracles take place in the midst of this. But Ana, Rapha, thank you. I know you've been up all day, all night. Thank you for taking time. And yeah, bless you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Will.
Bless you. Okay, guys. Like I said, hit like, hit subscribe, share. It helps us get this message out. It really, really does. It actually makes a difference. And yeah, leave a comment below. It helps us get this out. I want as many people to know what's going on in Mozambique. And thank you guys for running with us. Thank you guys for watching. And pay attention to the Iris Global YouTube channel and our social media. We're going to be getting stuff out this week. So love you guys, bless you guys, and we'll catch up with you soon.